Okay, everyone, welcome to the recorded lecture for Module 9, which is social media. Some common social media platforms, I know you're probably quite familiar with these, but we'll go through them anyway. The first one is Facebook. Facebook primarily serves to connect people, which makes social media ideal places for companies to connect with their customers in a way that feels personal. So how can you start a marketing campaign on Facebook? Well, there's a nice little video here in the PowerPoint if you want to take a look. Number 2, Instagram. Top users of Instagram tend to be individuals interested in creating a personal brand. So this interest in a personal brand has grown as celebrities have become increasingly popular in advertising. Endorsements from a celebrity Instagram account seems more genuine than an ad on TV. It's more heartfelt, people think. Twitter. What is the appeal of Twitter? It can quickly and concisely reach your audience. You can include images and videos in your tweets. Hashtags help you reach a larger audience, and Twitter was originally created as a business tool, believe it or not. Twitter has pretty much replaced the sports page of the newspaper for my husband. Just an example of how Twitter can change people. YouTube, well, you know I love YouTube, but there are pros and cons. First, it's pretty easy to use. All of you should know that from doing, if you had uploaded a speech to YouTube for this class. It integrates now well with other social media and websites. I can easily embed it into Blackboard. And it has a massive audience. The downside, data capturing and privacy concerns. A lot of students will email me and say, let me know when I could take my speech down. And that's no problem. As soon as I grade it, you can take it down. The sheer size and volume of content requires careful placement. There are so many videos out there that probably no one would ever find your speech, but you never know. Creating videos requires unique skill and tools when compared to business writing. Editing, if you wanted to use it for professional use, you should be pretty adept at editing or hire someone who is. Some additional social media platforms. LinkedIn. LinkedIn focuses on recruiting and finding talent. Individuals can build their own profiles similar to a personal resume and are able to search for new jobs and work. My daughter's been contacted for several interviews just by people looking at her LinkedIn profile or searching, and she comes up in the list. Quick and easy strategies for recruiting on LinkedIn. If you find a candidate that looks perfect, you should send them a request to connect alongside a message explaining the position that you think they might be interested in. Tell them a little bit about the job so they know if it's worth their time and yours to pursue it. If you have a second or third level connection, you can ask the person they're connected to make an introduction and move it from there. So you've heard the expression, it's not what you know, it's who you know. That helps even in social media. If you're doing a lot of recruiting, it might be worth it to get a premium account. Pinterest. Pinterest is an excellent platform for viewing and disseminating knowledge content organized visually by theme. Users can search for things such as they pin things to their own boards. The boards are essentially just a folder of content. So think about your My Computer screen where you have your organization of files. That's the same way Pinterest works. So what are the drawbacks of Pinterest? It has limited gendered audience. Perceived usage is based on do-it-yourself projects, not products themselves. And interface is comparatively confusing and difficult to navigate. I would say it's not my favorite Pinterest, but I do use it from time to time. Snapchat. Snapchat is largely oriented to millennials and Generation Z. So it's most useful if my demographic that I'm trying to target is millennials or Gen Z. Snapchat ads are short and they're to the point. Filters placed in Snapchat pictures can overlay a brand message or promotion. Interestingly, Snapchat marketing appears to be more effective than any other common platform, so keep that in mind. So selling your products. Product launch. The number one reason to most use social media is to bring attention to a new product or service. Various tactics when announcing the product or the service launched. You could design a hashtag, organize a countdown. People like countdowns. Develop consistency across platforms. Have clear call to action. So tell them what they have to do now. When choosing which social media platform to use, consider the target market audience and the type of message. Spotlight products. We work to use real, compelling, and authentic narratives to promote interest in our organization, given product, or to increase interaction between customers. Key questions. Is the message or post authentic? How easy have they made it to interact? Netflix and Kohl's do a good job of this, using humor, and they highlight possible outfits. Make sure to remain authentic and don't focus on making the perfect brand, because no such thing exists. Sales and events. Advertising a sale, you can create interest and excitement by spotlighting the size of sale or highlight the reason for the sale. Some features to increase sales. You can use unique features to promote sales, such as embedding a buy button or link in social media message. It's easy to put on social channels. Consider paid accounts. They get ranked a little higher. Pinterest has different tutorials. Reaches to millennial or Gen Z. Snapchat uses a similar feature as well. So now you want to build your brand. Cultivate community. Something like change or ownership could be expressed in a simple announcement on social media, then forwarded to customers. I get messages all the time that so-and-so wants me to like their page. They want me to come see what they are advertising and basically push it on to my friends. Loyal customers blur the line between internal and external. The issue of authenticity in social media is challenging, as some exchanges may be hollow or misunderstood, and that's always been a problem. When you had people write reviews, you'll see a lot of like 5-star reviews for a certain product on various websites, and are those all people who actually bought it? No, they're not. It's important to be transparent with messaging. That's why that is really frowned upon, paying people to give you a 5-star rating, because you want it to be transparent and you want it to be legit. The goal of having more meaningful exchanges on social media. You want to create a sense of affinity. Affinity is a liking to something, often naturally spontaneous. Creation of the narrative or story is related to affinity and authenticity. The difference between the three, affinity is spontaneous liking to something, authenticity is a natural realness, and the story of narrative is the compelling description about a person. Storytelling organizations describe a great story and attempt to use that story to energize customers. Company news. Changes in senior leadership, ownership, or other non-product services oriented announcement. For example, Disney, the CEO not long ago stepped down, and they have a new CEO there, and that was big company news. Organizations cross the divide between internal and external customers and integrate everyone into an audience. Customers themselves thrive on the company interaction, and in doing so they integrate into a company business. Local customers may talk about company items on their own social media. So a review for this module: social media is used to bring services or products to market and increase awareness. Engage customers, often with respect to service issues. Encourage buzz or interest around a company or products. Top tier social media would be Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and YouTube. The second tier would be LinkedIn, Pinterest, and Snapchat, as well as Google+.